There's no volume. That sucks. That sucks. Wonder how long it was like that. I'll be damned. Always problems here. Let's see here. See what I can do. Now there is. That's good. Thank you. Mm, always something. Always something with this. Alrighty. So we got leg speed in the lead. Bobby Allison second. Neil Bonnet third. Elliott fourth. Sachs fifth. Berdine sixth. Rudd seventh. Baker eighth. DW ninth. And Rusty rounds out the top 10. And we go to turn number 14. And we got another. No, we don't, because we don't do that feud and fume. We got a middle group of TV. There is two TV drivers back here, but everybody in the top group's a TV driver. So let's see what happens here. And a 3, 5, 6, and he's going to get Jeffrey Bodine. Phil Parson moves up to 6, next knocks Jeffrey out of the top 10. And can Terry Labonte get it back up here in the top group? Not with a 6, he can't. We move on to turn number 15. And we got a middle group. We got trouble in the middle group. Here we go. Another trouble. Monster Mouse. Baker needs a 6, but he's got a chip. And he'll need to use the chip. He's the only one. Will this be the big one? DW needs a 9, not the wreck. And does. And Rusty needs a 6. Makes it through. Good needs an 8. Makes it through. These guys are doing good holding on to it. Helen needs a 9. Makes it through. Marcus needs a 6. Doesn't. Dave Marcus is involved in the wreck. Let's see here. Terry Labonte needs an 8. Makes it through. Kyle Petty needs a 6. Sorry, Richard Petty the King needs a 6. Makes it through. And Bodine needs a 9. Makes it through. Ken Schrader needs an 8. Makes it through. We won't be going to the bottom group. Eddie needs a 6. Makes it through. And last but not least is Tommy Ellis. Needs a 6. Barely makes it through. So everybody will move up. Just a one-car wreck here today. See if Dave Marcus can get that car fixed and get back out on the track. Okay, and Marcus will need still in the beginning of the race, he'll need a 7 to get back in this race. And doesn't. Dave Marcus in the 71, as the yellow comes out, will finish 34th. Okay. So there's only 33 cars running in the race. And leg speed will take us back to the green flag here. Actually, it'll be a pit stop after the caution. We'll be heading to the pits. So we'll do a pit stop under caution, and then one lap 18 we'll head back out. So let's see what the pit stops look like. And it's going to be TV drivers only, 6 and 1 switch. TV drivers, but there's quite a few TV drivers up here in the two groups. Got what, 7, 8, 9 guys here. How you do TV drivers, you roll 2 dice, add it up, and what I always do is the winner of the previous race is automatically a TV driver. And then I just do on the chart here, they got a driver um slots. course, the top group double would be the leader, and anything else, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gets you that. And then they got a driver determining chart for the middle and bottom group. Yeah. So let's see here. Lake Speed, can he get a chip? Lake needs a 7. Doesn't get it. Ricky Rudd needs a 6. He gets it. Nice job, Bud Moore and them. That's twice now. Bonnet needs a 5. He gets it. Nice job by Junior Johnson and that Budweiser crew. The Milling crew needs a 9. They get it. Everybody but Lake Speed. Sachs needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Parsons needs a 3. Doesn't get it. And Allison needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Texas Terry needs a 5. Doesn't get it. And last but not least, Jeffrey Bodine needs a 6. And gets it. Be easier just to do this first and then give him the chip. Now I'll give him the chip after I move him up. Nice job by the Hendry crew and that Levi Garrett. Now put everybody else back. Alrighty. See if anybody can beat Lake Speed out of the pits here. Black and red, a 4-5. And Greg Sachs gets the lead from Lake Speed. Here on turn 17. 77 cars up front. So Lakes loses the lead. Greg Sachs is going to lead us back to the green flag here on turn number 18, followed by Ricky Rudd, Neil Bonnet 3rd, Elliott 4th, Speed 5th, Parsons 6th, Allison 7th, Bodine 8th, Ellis 9th, and Trevor Boys rounds out the top 10. Here we go. A third of the way done this race. We got a middle group of control. Who's got control? First up is DW. Can he finally get up into the top group? Not with a 6, he can't. Buddy Baker's got 2 chances here. And a 1-4-3. And he's going to get Lake Speed go from 18th up to 5th. Nice job by Buddy Baker. Remember, Baker was up there earlier in the race. Eddie now with the shot up here. And a 1-1 ain't getting her done. And Terry Labonte's got 2 chances here. Not with a 6, he's not. And a 2-3-4. And Bill barely holds him off without having to use his chip. Rusty Wallace 2 chances here. And a 5 ain't getting her done. He's a 4. Needed a 4. Got another shot, a 1-6-5. And he's going to go from 11th up to 7th. Gets in the top 10. Knocks Bobby Allison out. No chip. And Jeff Bodine's got a chip and control. See what Jeffrey does here. With a 1-3-1. So he's going to burn his chip and make Bill burn his to stay there. So that is it for turn number 18. On to turn number 19. And we got a middle group. We got a problem in the middle group. So who has the problem? Poor Randall has the problem back here in 32nd. The 93 car is going to finish 33rd. Randall's going to finish 33rd. And we move on to turn number 20. And we got a middle group of skill. Who's got the skill back here? First up is Lake Speed. Just got bumped back. And a 3-6-4. And he's going to go from 18th up to 7th. Knocks Rusty Wallace out of the top 10. And Bobby Hillin Jr.'s got skill. And a 2-1-5. And Ricky Rudd's going to have to use his chip to hold him off. And the last driver with skill is Jeffrey Bodine. And a 2-1's not getting her done. 200 miles is done here. We go on to turn number 21. And we got a duel. And that'll be a 4 cars. That'll be Richard Petty. He's not going to, but Terry's going to try. He needs a 4. Gets her done. Puts Jeff Bodine in a bad spot here. Puts Jeff Bodine in a bad spot. Let's see what Jeff needs to do not to wreck. He needs a 9 not to wreck. And he does. Jeff Bodine is not happy at all with Texas. Terry Labonte causes the caution to come out. Jeff Bodine wrecks. Terry puts the bumper to him here at Dover. Jeffrey Bodine's into the wall. Move everybody up and see if Jeff can get this car fixed and come back out on the race. We're now in the middle part of the race. And it'll take a 6 to keep him in the race. Nope. Jeffrey Bodine is going to finish 32nd. Bodine is steaming. He goes to the infield care center first. But I wouldn't want to be Texas Terry Labonte after the race. Bodine will finish 32nd. You got Sachs leading this race. Rudd second. Bonnet third. Rudd. Elliott fourth. Baker fifth. Parsons sixth. Speed 7th. Texas Terry Labonte up to 8th after wrecking Jeffrey. Tommy Ellis 9th, and Trevor Boys rounds out the top 10. And Greg Sachs will take us back to the green flag here on turn number 23. Getting close to the halfway point. And we got a top group of heat. Who's bringing the heat? Bill Elliott's got 2 chances. Take a 5 or 6 to get her done. And a 4-4, nope. And a 3-6. Bill Elliott gets the lead back here. After leading the first 8 turns, here on turn number 23, Bill's back up front. And nobody else has got heat, so that'll be it for turn 23. On to turn 24. And we got another top group. Smart. Who's Smart back here? The only one Smart's Ricky Rudd. And it'll take a 5 or 6 to get Bill. And a 6-5 can't get her done. We're on to turn number 25. Cross flags are out. We are halfway through this race. Turn number 25. And we got a middle group of control. Who's got control? DW trying to get out of this middle group. Can he get her done? No, he rolls triples. DW's got a problem. He has had 3 or 4 bad races in a row. This could be number 5. 54. 54. Bump from the side. Internal damage. He'll roll for repair. And it'll be he'll need a 3 to stay in this race. Doesn't get it. DW is going to finish 31st. What a crying shame. DW has fallen off the face of the earth. Was leading this points battle and has fallen off bad. So DW finishes 31st. See who's going to move up here to the middle group. Jimmy Means. Can he do it? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Jimmy Means moves up. I shouldn't have done that yet. That's all right. Shouldn't have done that yet. Still got the rest of control to do. And Eddie's got control with a 3, doesn't get her done. And Bobby Allison's got control. And Bobby, not with a 2-1, ain't getting it done. And now you got Terry Labonte with a chip and 2 chances. Could get the lead from Bill. And a 2-4-2. And Baker's going to make him burn his chip. And now Terry's got a shot at the lead. Take a 6 to get Bill. Terry Labonte coming up through here, folks. Don't forget he was last week's winner. And a 4-6. Terry Labonte goes from 8th up to the lead. How about that here on turn 25? Knocks Bill out of the lead. Texas Terry Labonte gets the lead here on turn 25. We go to turn 26. Texas Terry in the lead. Ricky Rudd second. Neil Bonnet third. Sachs fourth. Baker fifth. Parsons sixth. Elliott seventh. Speed eighth. Ellis ninth. Trevor Boys rounds out the top 10. And we got a top group of, we got a problem. We got a problem, and Chuck has the problem. The 63 will finish 30th. Walton is out of the race. We move on to turn number 27. And we got a top group. We got smart and a problem. Bill's not smart. The only one that's smart up here, damn, just dropped that, is Ricky Rudd. Can Ricky Rudd get the lead away from Terry Labonte? It'll take a 6 to get Terry. And a 4-2, nope. But we got the problem. Who's got a problem? Bobby has got the problem. Let's see what kind of problem Wowak has. A 13. And that's multiple problems. And he's not going to be able to finish this race. Bobby Wowak will finish 29th in the 74. Alrighty, we go to the pit stop now. Here we go. Turn number 27. And it'll be the middle group 6 and 3 switch. Let's see if anybody in the middle group can get some chips. Grab a handful here. First up is Lake Speed. Lake needs a 7. Gets it done with Snake Eyes. Tommy Ellis needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Trevor needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Bobby needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Arrington needs a 3. Doesn't get it with boxcars, that's for sure. Jimmy Smut Means needs a 3. Doesn't get it. The King needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Schrader needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Eddie needs Snake Eyes. Doesn't get it. Gets 2 5s. Rusty needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Feel Good needs Snake Eyes. Doesn't get it. And Bobby Hillen needs a 5. And doesn't get it. Lake Speed's the only one. Move Neil up here. And let's see if anybody can beat Terry out of the pits. And a 2-4. And Ricky Rudd's going to get the job done. Puts that Bud Moore Ford Thunderbird up front for the first time today here on turn number 27. The 15 car up front. So you got Rudd in the lead, Bonnet second, Labonte third, Elliott fourth, Baker fifth, Parsons sixth, Sachs seventh, Lake Speed eighth, Ellis ninth, and Trevor Boys rounds out the top 10. And here we go. Turn number 28. And we got a top group of heat. Who's bringing the heat? First up is Sachs. And it'll only take a 4 to get Rudd. And a 2-4. Greg Sachs gets the lead here. How about that? It's got that 77 car up front. Turn number 28. Who else is bringing the heat? Bill Elliott. 2 chances here. It'll take a 5 or a 6 to get Sachs. And a 2-4, not quite. He's got another shot at him. And a 3-1, nope. And nobody else has got heat. On to turn number 29. And we got a top group of another problem. We got problems everywhere. Poor Earl and the 01 is going to finish 28th. Earl has a motor problem. He drops out of the race. And we go to turn number 30, 300 miles down. 2 to go. And we got a bottom group of smart and a problem. First, we'll do the smart. Is anybody smart back here? Not a single soul. And that'll be Newsom. In the 20, Rick will finish 27th. And Monster Miles is chewing these cars up, folks. Engine problems galore. It's the Monster starting to win this race. And we get on to turn number 31. And we got a middle group trouble. Here we go. We got trouble again. Speed's got a chip. Take a 9 not to use it. And he's good. Tommy needs a 6. And he's involved in the wreck. Tommy Ellis. Trevor Boys needs a 6. He's fine. Bobby needs a 7. He's fine. Buddy Arrington needs an 8. He's fine. Jimmy Smut Means needs a 6. He barely makes it through. The King needs a 6. And doesn't get it. The King's involved in the wreck. The caution is out. Caution is waving on the track. And Ken Schrader needs an 8. He makes it through. And Eddie needs a 6. Barely makes it through. Rusty needs a 6. Doesn't make it through. Rusty's involved in the wreck. And we won't be going to the bottom group. There's only 2 cars left, so we won't be heading to the bottom group. Phil needs an 8. And Feel Good is good. He makes it through. And Bobby Hillen needs a 7 and makes it through. So everybody else will just move up. Let's see if any of these guys can fix these cars and get back in the race. 3 cars involved in this wreck. First up is Rusty. And we are now in the middle race. And Rusty's going to need a 5 to stay in the race. Gets it done. The King's going to need a 5. Doesn't get it done. The King's going to finish 26th. So Richard Petty finishes 26th. Can't get that STP Pontiac fixed. And Tommy Ellis needs a 5. Gets it done. So the King's the only one that couldn't get the car fixed here on turn 31. And we'll go back to racing on turn number 34 with Greg Sachs in the lead, followed by Neil Bonnet, Terry Labonte, 3rd, Elliott 4th, Baker 5th, Parsons 6th, Rudd 7th, Lake Speed 8th, Trevor 9th, and rounding out the top 10's Bobby Allison. Here we go, turn number 34. And we got a bottom group of smart. Is anybody smart back here now? Nope, still nobody smart back here. On to turn number 35. And another bottom group. This time reflex. Anybody got reflex? Tommy Ellis has got 2 reflex. Could get to the top. Can Tommy get her done here? Not with a 6, he can't. And Tommy's blows up. The 18 blows up. Ain't that awful? Tommy blows up. And we'll finish 25th. Terrible Tim Richmond's been back here all day. Haven't talked much about him. He fell back to last place, if you remember. Can Tim Richmond get out of this bottom group with a 1, 1, 2? And it's reflex, isn't it? 5. Yep. And that's the only thing Trevor Boys has. Holds off Rich. No, he doesn't. He needed a brake pedal, too. He doesn't. So Tim gets up to 9th. Good job by Tim. Gets that old Milwaukee up to 9th. Trevor only had reflex. It was a 2. Okay. Cal Petty, 2 chances. Could get up to the top group with that Woods Brothers Ford. 7, 11, a 4, 4, 6. So he's going to get Eddie, move up to 14th. Now can Cal Petty get up to the top group here? And he is flying, folks. Cal Petty goes from 22nd up to 5th. Gets that Woods Brothers Ford up to the top 5. And Tommy here's got reflex. Tommy get out of here with a 3. Nope. And last but not least, JD. And a 1. Nope. Not getting her done. So we move on to turn number 36. And we got we're not doing that feud and fume. We got a top group of Smart. Who is smart up here? Ricky Rudd's smart. And it'll only take a 3 to get Sachs. And not with that 6-1. And Terry Labonte's got 2 chances at him again. It only takes a 3. And a 4-4 gets it done. Terry Labonte not making any friends, but gets the lead here. Remember, he wrecked Jeff Bodine. Texas Terry Labonte's trying to win back-to-back races. He ain't trying to make friends. Here on turn 36. And Neil is not smart, so that'll be it for 36. And we go to turn 37. Another pit stop here. And it'll be both groups. And Cal Petty, Buddy Baker, and Feel Good all have pit violations, folks. We got pit violations. Everybody else will just move up. Pit violations, sure. Not the time of a race you want that. So they will drop back to the rear with the gear. Again, it was Cal Petty, Buddy Baker, and Feel Good with pit violations. And now both groups got a shot at getting some chips here with fast pits. First up is Terry Labonte. And it'll take a 5 for Terry to get a chip. And he does. Neil Bonnet needs a 5 to get a second chip. Doesn't get it. Greg Sachs needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Bill needs a 9. Doesn't get it. Phil Parson needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Rudd needs a 6. Gets it. That Bud Moore crew's been good today. Every time they've had a shot at it, they've gotten it. Speed needs a 7 to get another chip. Gets it. Lake Speed with 2 chips. Tim Richmond needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Bobby needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Arrington needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Means needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Ken needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Hillen needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Dwyer needs a snake eyes. Oh, got a 2 and a 1. And Kowicki needs snake eyes. Nope. And Bowman needs snake eyes. Oh, another 1 too. And JD needs snake eyes. Nope. And Tommy needs snake eyes. And last but not least, Eddie. Of course, he needs snake eyes. Nope. So only a handful of good pit stops here. Getting close to the end of the race. See if anybody can beat Terry out of the pits here. And a 2.6 ain't getting her done. We go to turn number 38. And we got a top group of reflex. Who's got reflex? Phil Parsons has got reflex. Take a 6 to get Terry. And a 4.6. Phil's going to make him burn his chip. Bill doesn't have reflex. Leg Speed's got reflex and 2 chips. Again, it'll take a 6 to get it done. And a 6-1, he's going to burn a chip and get the lead. Leg Speed's going to take the lead here, folks, with a chip. Knocks Terry back to 4th here on turn 38. And Ricky Rudd's got reflex and a chip. And it'll take a 6 to get Lake. And a 5.6. He's going to have to burn his chip because he's only got a 4. Make Lake burn his chip. And now you got Neil Bonnet, who's been up in the top group all day long with a chip and reflex. Again, it will take a 6 and a 1.6. Neil Bonnet has the lead here. So Junior not happy about poor DW, but his other driver in that Budweiser car on lap 38 finally gets the lead. How about that? And a chip, Neil Bonnet. We go to turn 39. And we got a middle group of Star. Haven't had Star today, I don't think. First time I remember Star. Any stars back here? Jerry's a star. Can Jerry get up to the top group? He's double star, not with a 4. He needs a 2. Doesn't get it. Clark Dwyer needs a 2, right? Yep. Doesn't get it. And Buddy Arrington's got star. Not with a 6. And that's it. Nobody else is a star. We go to turn number 40, 400 miles. And we got a middle group of skill this time. Who's got the skill? Bobby Helen Jr.'s got skill. Not with a 6, he doesn't. And last one with skills, Tim Richmond. Can he get that 27 Old Milwaukee up front? Not with a 6, he can't. And that'll be it. 400 miles is in the books here at Dover. 100 miles to go, folks. Turn number 41. And we got a bottom group of reflex. Anybody got reflex back here? Phil Good's got double reflex. Not with a 5. He's got another shot, though. Not a 5 again. Cal Petty's got 2 chances. Could get back up to that top group. And a 3-1-4. And he gets Bobby Atlas and knocks Bobby into 22, back to 22. Cal Petty up in the top 10. Can he get up to the top group now is the question. Here he comes. And a 3-5-6 gets Bill. Knocks Bill out of the top group. Back to 9th. Last one's Trevor Boys with reflex. And a 4's not getting it done. We go on to turn number 42. And an 8. 6 cars. They're not going nowhere. They both just have 2s for the duel. And we got a middle group of reflex. Reflex in the middle group. And Tommy with a shot here with a 1-4-5. He might get her done, folks. He does. How about that? Tommy goes from 18th up to 5th. Knocks Greg Sachs out of the top 5. JD with 2 chances here. Can JD get up to the lead here with a 6-5-1? A 1-5-6 rather. JD's going to get up to 5th. Knock Cal Petty out of the top 10. And now JD's got a shot at the lead. And it'll take a 6 to beat him. Can JD do it again? Wrong 6. And JD blows up. Ain't that awful? JD trying to get the lead. The 70 car blows up and will finish 24th. He was putting a hammer to it, folks. Next up is Alan Kowicki. Can he get up here? Not with a 6, and Alan's got a problem. What kind of problems Alan have? A 44. Might be an odd problem. No oil problem. Oil pressure problem. And he'll fall out of the race. The 38 car finish 23rd. And Dwyer's got a shot here. Not with a 5, he doesn't. Ken Schrader, can he get that Junior Donlevy Ford up front with a 3-3-6, and he knocks Terry Labonte out of the top 10. How about this, folks? These guys here are getting her done. Next up is Jimmy Smut Means. Not with a 6, and he's got a problem. Damn, they're either getting it done or having problems. 23. That'll be Tire Rub. He'll drop to the bottom of group. So Jimmy stays in the race, but he'll drop back here to dead last. Bill doesn't have reflex. Tim Richmond, can he get up to the top group here? A 1-4-2. And poor Tommy doesn't stay. Yeah, he does. He's got reflex. Doesn't have a brake, but he does have reflex and the star. So he stays there. Now let's see who's going to move up to these top middle groups. And Tim Richmond's going to move on up. Now see from the bottom group here. The only one that can't Jimmy Means. Trevor needs a 2, doesn't get it. Rusty needs a 4, doesn't get it. Bobby needs a 4, doesn't get it. Baker needs a 4, he gets it. And Feel Good needs a 2, doesn't get it. So that just means we'll do it this way. We're not going to re-roll. 22 cars still in the race here. You got Neil Bonnet leading, Lake Speed second, Rudd third, Schrader fourth, Tommy fifth, Phil sixth, Tim seventh, Bill eighth, Buddy ninth, and Terry rounds out the top 10 as we go to turn number 44. We got a top group, TV, and a problem. First up is TV, and it'll take a 6 to get Neil. 5-2 note. Phil Parsons now. A 4-5 no. Ricky Rudd. 6-1 the wrong 6. And Lake Speed. And a 6-2 no. And now the problem. Jimmy Smut Means has another problem. 41. Jimmy, what kind of problems he got this time? Got a battery charging problem. He'll stay last. Stays in the race, though. We go to turn number 45. 50 miles to go. We got a TV drivers in the middle group. Greg Sachs, can he move up here to the top group? Not with a 6, he can't. Terry Labonte trying to get back up to the front. Not with double 6s. And last but not least, Mr. Elliott. And not with a 6, he can't. We go to turn number 46. And we got a top group of control. And it'll take a 6 to get Neil. First up is Tim Richmond. And wrong 6. Phil Parsons. Can he get the job done in that Skull Bandit? Forward 2. Nope. Ricky Rudd. Bud Moore wants the lead. And no, he needed a 6, right? Yep. Lake Speed doesn't have control. We go to the money pit stop, the last pit stop, turn 47. And it'll be both groups 1 and 2 switch spots. Okay, we'll grab some chips here. See who can get a chip. Neil Bonnet trying to get a second chip here. Needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Ricky Rudd Bud Moore has come through every time. Can he come through on the money stop? Needs a 6. No. When it's at the most. Speed needs a 7. Gets it. Schrader needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Tommy needs Snake Eyes. Doesn't get it. Phil needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Richmond needs a 4. Excuse me, doesn't get it. Terry needs a 5. Gets it. Nice job by that Piedmont car. And Bobby Hillen needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Bill needs a 9. And gets it. Nice job by the Melling crew. Buddy needs a 3. Nope. Dwyer needs Snake Eyes. So there's Jerry. No. And no. Kyle Petty needs a 7 for the Wood brothers. They don't get her done. Sachs needs a 4. Nope. Eddie needs Snake Eyes. Nope. Baker needs a 4. Nope. Trevor needs Snake Eyes. And last but not least, Rusty needs a 4. Nope. So we'll re-rack them here. See if anybody can beat Neil out of the pits. A 3-3. And Ken Schrader's going to beat him out of the pits. He's going to make Neil burn his chip. We go to turn number 48. 3 turns to go, folks. And we got a dual 10. 4 cars. And they're both going to go for it. They'll only move up to 10th or 11th, though, because Bill and them's already got chips. First up will be Greg Sachs needs a 5. Gets it done. Puts Bobby Hillen in a bad spot. And Cal Petty needs a 4. Gets it done. Puts Buddy in a bad spot. So first up will be Bobby Hillen. And he needs a 9 not to wreck. And he wrecks. That'll bring out a caution. Buddy Arrington needs a 8 not to wreck. And he wrecks. So we're going to have a caution. Comes out. See if they can get these cars back on the track. And we're at the end of the race. And it'll take both of them's D's. Take a 4 for both of them. Nope. Buddy is going to drop out of the race. He'll be finishing 22nd. And now Bobby Hillen. Can he get a 4 and get back in the race? Yes, he does. All right, so we're going to have the green, white flags come out together. Neil Bonnet's leading this race. We're on our last turn, folks, after the caution. Neil Bonnet followed by Lake Speed, Ricky Rudd, third, Ken Schrader, fourth, Tommy Croats, fifth, Phil Parsons, sixth, Tim Richmond, seventh, Texas, Terry Labonte, eighth, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, ninth, and Greg Sachs rounds out the top 10. Turn number 50. And we got a middle group of Smart. Let's see what can happen here. Bill is not smart. Terry Labonte's double smart with a chip. Terry could win this race. He could win back-to-back races, folks. First up, who's smart? Bobby Allison smart. Can he get up to the top group? Not with a 6, he can't. Eddie smart. Can he get up there? Not with a 3, he can't. And the last one is Texas Terry Labonte, double smart with a chip. And a 4-5. Terry Labonte's probably going to win this race if he doesn't roll doubles. Gets up to 6th, has a chip. It'll take a 5 to beat him without using it. And he'll have to use the chip. But Terry Labonte's going to win back-to-back races here at Dover. Wait a second. Neil Bonnet gets a chip because he led 10. So let's go back here. Damn, I almost screwed this up. He led 10 laps from 38 to 48, so he gets a chip for leading 10 laps. So he fails the test, burns his chip, and Neil Bonnet holds him off. Sorry about that. Neil Bonnet holds him off. I'm glad I looked at that. Yep, he led from 38 to 50. Neil Bonnet holds him off and wins the Delaware 500. As the checkered flag comes out, Neil Bonnet is your winner. Terry Labonte made a nice charge, but he was able to hold him off. So Neil Bonnet, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Is it going to come into focus or not? There we go. Neil Bonnet in the 12 car wins the race. Finishing second is Lake Speed. Speed may get the damn points lead here, folks. That's crazy. Speed might get the points lead after finishing second from Bill Elliott. Because Bill finished, what, 9th? Speed may have the points lead after this race. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Ricky Rudd finishes 3rd. Ken Schrader's 4th in that 90 car. How about Tommy finishing 5th in that 85? Great job by Tommy. Texas Terry Labonte made a big run, finishes 6th. Tried to win 2 races in a row. Tim Richmond finishes 7th in the old Milwaukee. Phil Parsons with a nice run finishes in the top 10. Bill Elliott in the 9 car finishes 9th. Greg Sachs finishes in the top 10. Nice job by Sachs. Cal Petty was up and down like a yo-yo. He finishes 11th in that 7 car, 7-11. Cal Petty. How about Clark Dwyer finishing in the top 20? Top 15, Dwyer. Jerry Bowman finishes 13th in the 96. Eddie in the 6 car finishes 14th. Buddy Baker finishes 15th in the 88. Trevor Boyds finishes 16th in the 49. Rusty in the Deuce finishes 17th. Bobby Allison in the 22 finishes 18th. Feel Good finishes 19th in the 76. Finishing 20th is Jimmy Smut Means in the 52. And Bobby Hillin Jr. Last car still running, finishes 21st. I want to thank Greg at GG Sports Replay and Cards and Dice with Don for stopping in. If you're new to the channel and haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. And hit that bell and like button, helps the channel out. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.